Ever since I was young, I've had a soft spot for game shows. In fact, growing up, I always had the slight wish to be a game show host, as lame as that might sound. If we were to talk about all the ways that producers have been desperately trying to reimagine the formula of ask questions, answer questions, then this video would be slightly longer than the Jurassic era. So I wanted to just choose some weirder and more unique ideas, for better and for worse. Before we begin, I just want to mention how hard it is to find footage for some of these shows, so the visuals might be a little bit repetitive, but that can't be helped. And besides, you're not my real dad, I don't have to listen to you.
This is the Cube, where simple tasks become epic challenges. 7 games, 9 lives, £250,000.
Have you got what it takes to beat the Cube?
You ever see those shows where it's basically only hard to do something because you're under a lot of pressure? Yeah, that's basically the entire production document for The Cube. The basic premise is that Philip Schofield tasks you with doing a semi-basic task, often involving balls and the colour red.
From behind the line, you must throw the weighted ball so that it lands on top of the podium without rolling off. Do this correctly, Denise, and you will win £1,000.
You have a lifeline to skip one task, you have one to trial the task, and you have 9 lives to do all the tasks in.
Nice and gently.
Eight lives remaining.
Honestly, this show was desperate to be ITV's new big budget TV show, and you can tell because of all the bullet time and camera rotations. Truly, the money is on the screen.
You're in play. Go for it when you're ready.
Honestly, show was alright. I guess they were really banking on The Cube being this incredibly impactful and suspenseful presence, but I mean, it's a glass block. How this lasted as long as it did, I chalk up pretty much entirely to Philip Schofield, but as a show, it was fine. Just fine.
Welcome to The Colour of Money. 20 unique coloured cash machines. Each one ready to pay out anything from £1,000 to £20,000. Life-changing sums of money up for grabs.
How much are you playing for? 60, 70,000, 80,000 pounds.
10 cash machines that could make their dreams a reality.
I started, you stop it.
Fingers crossed.
As the cash increases, so does the risk.
Stop.
If they stop it in time, they bank the money.
Stop!
But if they get too greedy and the machine runs out of money, they risk losing the lot. The most stressful game on television.
Stop! Every time we do this, there is a whole new surprise. Don't panic.
My legs are still shaking. I thought I was going to faint. I can't cope.
Oh, nail biting.
These could be the most stressful few seconds of your life.
This is The Colour of Money.
Literally Just Luck, the show, was one that I really fondly remember, and to this day, I have no idea why. This is another one where it all really relies on the suspense of the situation rather than the actual concept of the show. A player randomly chooses a prize total and has to earn that much money or they go home with nothing.
Have a look. That's the amount you could be going home with tonight. Here it comes. £78,000.
How do they earn this money, you ask? Shouting.
Stop! Good girl.
And begging.
Please, 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 please.
And crying.
Please, 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 please.
To machines. Literally. You go up to one of like 20 machines, each having between £1,000 and £20,000 in grand installments, and just hope that you can reach enough money per machine to hit your total. People will tell you that there's strategy and deep maths involved, but no, it's all just pure luck. But it's the kind of luck-based show where I shout at the TV as if I'm smarter than them just for being lucky. This show only lasted for one series, and that makes sense. Although they didn't even finish that. The final episode, weirdly enough, was never aired. And if it weren't for Chris Tarrant, this show probably would have never got off the ground to begin with. Oh, also, I like this bit where the woman randomly says, "Naughty Daddy."
Naughty Daddy.
Yeah, 2009 was a simpler time.
3 complete strangers are going to have to work together answering questions to win tens of thousands of pounds. But they're going to have to agree on every single answer they give. Even when they bank the cash, they've got to agree on one final thing. The jackpot will be split into 3 unequal amounts. Who deserves what share? They have to decide. Can they stand united and win big money? Or will they be divided?
You think Golden Balls is the go-to show for making you hate your fellow people? Check out Divided. 3 people get together and answer questions, they earn money for quick correct answers, and they leave the show with nothing if they get 3 answers wrong. At the end of the show, the money will be divided between the contestants. But not equally. One share is worth 60%, one share is worth 30%, and the lowest share just 10%. And the players have to agree on who deserves which share of the grand total.
Share A is currently worth £23,300. Share B is currently worth £8,900. And share C is currently worth £3,680.
If they can't agree, they lose money, and let me tell you, it's easy to hate people who demand the lion's share undeserved.
1,000,000% categorically going for A. I'm not going to back down. I can go home with nothing. I'm not desperate for money. I've got my train fare home. I've had a lovely day out. You two need to decide who goes for B and C. I'm at the frame, and that's all I have to say.
You have failed to agree. Your cash starts counting down now.
They basically have to come to an agreement before they run out of money to split at all. The concept is good enough that you could sustain a series based on the hate generated towards the people who are assholes, but ultimately, a show is only as good as its host. Andrew Castle's a bit of a crap host. He just seems to be stirring the pot constantly. He doesn't have really a lot of charisma, constantly restating the obvious. I think he's just a bad choice for this kind of gig. I wouldn't mind seeing a reboot of this show with more emphasis on the final dividing section and a better host, but as it stands, you can basically understand the entire show based on the final part of a team's game. And that's never a good sign.
One contestant, £1 million. One question. Heads or tails?
I don't mind admitting that I'm really going to enjoy this. I've been waiting to make fun of this show for years, but nobody saw it, so I couldn't. Seriously, this show doesn't even have a fucking Wikipedia article. But now you're stuck with me. This show is the stupidest idea I have ever heard for a game show. Right, check this out. Heads. That's it. Oh, obviously there's some fucking bollocks added to it, you know. You earn money by flipping coins and you keep it by flipping coins, but honestly, that's it.
We have 16 different amounts of money, ranging from £100 all the way up to £100,000. We also have 4 lives. You'll need those lives at the end, they're your safety nets.
Okay.
What we're going to do is take the 16 amounts of money, the 4 lives, we're going to jumble them all up behind these 20 numbered coins. It's really straightforward. You have 12 flips. You need to find as much of that money as you possibly can in 12 flips and put it in your prize fund, which is over there. You on? It's good, isn't it?
The concept is garbage. The execution is dull. And I'm honestly not surprised that I could only find 10 minutes of this show. Now, you may have noticed that the host, Justin Lee Collins, seems to look perpetually angry. Almost as if he's a manipulative, aggressive prick who verbally abused his wife without knowing she was recording it.
I told you what to do. You up at the pub. When you're with me, you look at a fucking ground, you look at a tree, you look at a bench, you look at any fucking inanimate object. You do not look at any other fucking human being, you s***. Do you understand? Do you understand? What? Yeah, so you fucking should be. You fucking upset me and you fucking ruined my night again at the pub. And I thought you realised that you made a mistake, you realised you'd done wrong, and you apologised. And then you offered to make amends. That didn't come from me. So when we got in, you should have made every effort. And you did all. And you asked me what's wrong, and when I eventually told you, what should you have done? Apologised.
The host is neither funny nor likeable, the concept is garbage, and this show will not be missed.
Hello and welcome to Sell Me the Answer.
What's your favourite lifeline on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Yeah, bet you were waiting all day for someone to finally ask you that. Well, if you said ask the audience, then do I have a show for you. Specifically you and almost nobody else. Sell Me the Answer is your classic trivia quiz show, say it with me now, with a twist. If you don't know the answer, you can give a member of the audience a portion of your winnings after arbitrarily choosing them from a sea of overacting members of the public and hope they give you the answer after they've taken your money. You're buying the answer that they're selling, you see. The clue's kind of in the name.
Sell me the answer!
21, you have 10 seconds starting now.
Hello, my name's Jack. I've been to Cape Canaveral and the Kennedy Centre. I've been all around and seen the shuttle itself, so I know exactly what the second A stands for.
He's been there as number 57, or does he have a different story? 10 seconds.
Hi, my name's Mark. Absolutely have a different story. Yeah, I've done all that in Florida, but my point is I watch Armageddon. It's my absolute favourite film. I did cry when he got blown up at the end. I will admit to that, so I do know what the second A stands for.
Time's up. It's time to trade.
So extra £2,000 is going to take you up to just under 6,000. So clearly you're going to need to make a decision after this. Really don't want to be greedy, so what do you want to start off at?
865, so I'll go in with £5,000.
865. To be fair, not really bringing you're a really nice chap, 1,000. Nice round figure, 1,000. I've admitted on national TV.
Are you?
Absolutely.
100%?
Yeah, 100%.
1,000.
Thank you very much. North American Space Agency. Well,
that was a waste of £1,000, isn't it?
Why?
I don't think that's right.
I'm sure it's agency.
I'm sure it's not North American Space. So if you've got that wrong, have you got the fourth one wrong?
The show's okay. I think the premise of choosing people needs a bit more strategy or logic to it, and making them all pretend that they definitely know the answer is a bit unfair on the actual contestant. So as a result, I'd say the show is passable. I remember this show went out at 7 AM on Sky 1, and to be honest, that's probably the best it could have ever hoped for.
It's the wrong answer.
Let's duel.
Okay, here's a show that I actually kind of like. The basic point of Duel is that it's a one-on-one head-to-head trivia game. You have 10 chips, which essentially can be seen as your lives. You place a chip or life over what you believe is the right answer. If you're not sure, you can use multiple chips to cover multiple answers and cover all your bases, but all the chips that are on wrong answers are removed from the game and they add money to the prize pot. Do you trust your instincts and save your lives for a potential future question? Or do you hedge your bets and end up going all or nothing on later questions when you only have one chip left? Think of it a little bit like how the £1 million drop has you gamble the money.
2 chips. Accelerator has been played by Simon.
ears locked down. Fairly quickly afterwards, do you think you managed to panic him a little bit?
I've only got one chip, Nick. I've got to do something, so...
There's other nifty things they add to the game, like an accelerator, which means your opponent needs to commit their answers within a few seconds or so, but generally it's just two people, a load of psychology, and a life-changing amount of money at stake. And if you beat 3 opponents straight, you win the lot, or you can cash out with lesser prizes after each successive win.
What a silly question.
It's the question that you've got. They come up randomly. You never know what they're going to be. They don't get any more difficult. They don't get any easier. They just feel more difficult when you've got fewer chips in your hand, don't they?
I like this show, but I'd be lying if I said that I thought Nick Hancock was the right choice to host this one. I don't know why, but something about him seems unsuited to this material. Maybe it's that he's too friendly for a serious vibe. Maybe it's that he's too serious for a friendly vibe. I don't know. He just kind of cuts the difference, you know? I think I would have considered someone else for this kind of show. Maybe someone like Chris Tarrant, perhaps, but clearly he was occupied by some colour by numbers bollocks.
Take one Saturday night game show. At a tower, 80 feet in the air. And 8 contestants willing to be thrown off it if they get a question wrong. And what do you get? Very, very, very scared. Welcome to 101 Ways to Leave a Game Show.
I'm honestly not sure if I left the best until last, but I definitely left my favourite, so make of me what you will with that statement. The most sadistic game show in this video, and honestly, probably the best. 101 Ways to Leave a Game Show shows a bunch of annoying people being annoying, so you already look forward to seeing them get flung off of buildings.
I'm James, and I'm a PTI in the Royal Navy. Females are not as intelligent as men.
But we get ahead of ourselves. Interestingly, this show kind of actually adds some strategy to the idea of ask questions, answer questions. Basically, contestants have to earn the right to choose an answer that they think is correct. And if 2 people choose the same answer, they go head to head with a trivia question. I like it, because it means that someone can be, open quotes, stuck with the correct answer, and 2 other people can be actively fighting, quite aggressively in some cases, for the wrong answer. And then they look like total dumbasses. In more ways than one.
Ruth, you stole Andre Agassi from Nathan in the tiebreaker. Wrong answer. Andre Agassi.
The sadistic nature of this show I mentioned earlier isn't just a snarky comment from yours truly, but thanks for assuming that. It feeds into the suspense-building atmosphere of picking the wrong answer. By which I mean, if you get your answer wrong, well, they go through every possible method of getting rid of contestants. And this show does not mess around. Like, they pull people through walls, they put them in stock cars and make them do, like, flips. They just drop them, like, 50 feet into water. It's especially satisfying because, as I said, a whole lot of the contestants seem bred specifically with the purpose of being infuriating.
My name's Nikki, I'm 49. I just hope I come out with a little bit of dignity and touch.
Steve Jones is pretty good as a host. I can't help but feel like there's very few hosts that can make the sadistic nature of the show both charming and suitable for going out pre-Watershed on BBC One, so he probably did the best that he could have done with the material. Pretty good fun, actually. I wouldn't mind seeing a reboot of this one. And if they're looking for a host, I am available for bookings. Thank you very much for watching this little trip down memory lane for me. I hope you got some enjoyment out of it too. If you liked this video, please consider, shooting me a like and subscribing. I'm a new channel trying to grow from scratch, so every eyeball helps. If you really liked it, you can consider leaving me a tip or becoming a patron. I'm actually too small a channel to start making money off this content, and even if I did, on a video like this, the content ID vultures probably would never stop circling, so it's hugely appreciated. But at the very least, I hope you found this video to be perfectly acceptable. Next time, I think it's only fair to focus my loosely collected videos on a version of this dedicated to kids' game shows. So leave some suggestions in the comments. But not like really well-known ones like Raven, preferably. I mean, they're big enough for a video all of their own. That's an idea. Side note, can someone help me find episodes of the CBBC show Get 100? I can't find episodes of it anywhere, and I want to talk about it without it just being a slideshow, so if you have any, please do get in touch. For now, take it easy guys, and thanks for watching.